Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Thursday, everybody. Hopefully y'all are doing well. We got lots to talk about. Steve's going to come on, I believe, as well. So let me give him the link. We got NFL free agency to talk about. We haven't not gone over any of that yet. Obviously, we've got golf going on. We've got conference tournaments. I have been on I just keep getting so unlucky in the college basketball streets. Every team I bet on blows a lead or is losing like instantly. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's super frustrating. So I would like to right the ship there at some point. But yeah, we've got World Baseball Classics going, NFL free agency, conference tournaments. We get a bracket on Sunday. So lots to talk about, and then we'll see what Steve wants to get into as well. We also have the FSGA fantasy baseball draft that I'm sure Steve and I will go over. And then next week is FSGA draft week. So I'll be doing a couple drafts that will be live on Sirius XM. We've got the fantasy baseball best ball draft, which I believe is 15 teams. Best ball format, no moves made throughout the season. You just draft your team and go from there. And then the futures and props draft is next week as well. So if you guys remember that one, we'll go over that on stream for sure. That's the draft where they give you, you basically just draft futures picks. So that will be for like baseball, basketball, college basketball. Although I don't know, actually. I don't know how college basketball would work since the tournament will be going on next week. I'll have to look into that. I haven't checked the bets that you can pick from, but definitely NBA, NHL, MLB, golf. So, you could take like some Masters, futures, and US Open, Open Championship, all that stuff. So, all right. I don't know where we want to start until Steve gets in here. Looking at the golf for this week, we got a lot of guys in the mix, honestly. So I'm feeling pretty good after the first day here. Russell Henley is T2 at the moment. We have him. Tommy Fleetwood is T5 at the moment. We have him. We also have him for one and done. Ricky Castillo is up here at T21 under. So we have some guys in the mix. I'd like to get all our guys through to the weekend. Siwoo Kim did not play super well today, which is kind of surprising, honestly. He is not known as like a really consistent player, at least in the past, but he has been basically since the end of last season. He's been really good. So kind of surprised to see him. I'm trying to go down and just see. Obviously, the Morikawa withdrawal was like huge for people. He was 25% owned and one and done. So that just 25% of the field is getting a 0. I think he was even higher owned in DFS. I think he was like 45% owned there. Obviously, a lot of people bet him outright. And then the unfortunate part was that he played a hole and then did it. So I did see FanDuel voided and refunded his people that bet on him. But I don't believe DraftKings did, and I'm not sure about any other book. You guys know where I stand on that. It's unfortunate, but I don't know. I should have tons of handouts, to be honest, if they're just going to hand out stuff for guys withdrawing and getting hurt and stuff. But I did see FanDuel did that. Yeah. I think Steve's in here, so I'll bring him in, and then we'll kind of dive in. Steve, how's it going? It's been quite some time, honestly, because we had FSGA and stuff. So what's going on?
I think we had one in the middle, but then
Okay.
But it's been like once in 5 weeks, I think we're looking at now. So
okay, yeah. We got a lot to catch up on.
There is. The sporting world has completely changed since then.
Yes, that's actually true because I mean we've had stuff going on in all of the sports, especially the NFL and with the free agency, and then NBA guys get hurt and stuff.
We got hockey trade
Yeah,
deadline
hockey. Yeah. Oh yeah. So when is the trade deadline for that?
just passed, so all those deals are done.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, so the teams are solidified. They have no roster restrictions anymore. Um, so yeah, we're marching towards the NHL playoffs. I think there's 18 games left.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting to that point now. Really, once we hit March Madness, which is next week, after that kind of initial flurry, it just always is like, oh my gosh, like NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs too, right around the corner. And then baseball will start on, I think
Feels like it's already
is it?
started.
Yeah, I think it's the 26th. So that's literally 2
It's
weeks from today.
I'm the 28th.
Mm. I thought
But
there was
anyways, it's
one
that
game.
it's that
Oh, it's the 25th. There's one game on the
25th.
25th, and it's on Netflix. And then it is the
Oh, nice.
26th. Traditional opening day, Thursday, March 26th. Okay, okay, okay. Yankees,
I just looked
Giants,
at that thing.
Netflix. Interesting. I didn't even know that game was on Netflix. But
Well, there you go. Sorry, I'm kind of watching darts in the background.
yeah, so what? Okay, so I don't know where we want to start.
Johnny Clayton just won.
Oh, I know we've got NHL, not NHL, NFL free agency to talk about. Our draft, World Baseball
I
Classic,
got
NHL. You said you need some assistance with an NHL keepers as well.
with a MLB keepers. So I'll get that all queued up.
Okay. Oh
The
yes.
so it's in my competitive league, as I'll call it. It's not an expert league, but everyone is dialed in, knowledgeable. So it's a tough league to win. There are a few guys who definitely rise up, and in the past, I've been kind of at the bottom of that top pack. Last year, not good. Not a good draft. I think I told that story a few times how I tried to set up my screen. I normally have two screens, but with the kids and everything, I tried to bring my laptop in the main room. So I set up the screen side by side with my data space and my draft all on one screen, and it hid the draft button. So who did I go? I went Matt Olson, number one, and then I don't even remember number two. Not good. 1-2 picks, not good. So this year, and that, fundamentally, then Spencer Strider got hurt. He was one of my keepers.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You're kidding me. I just opened this up. Hunter Green needs elbow surgery.
Oh yeah, you didn't know about that. Yes,
That was
Hunter Green is that's very recent development, but yes.
that is terrible news. This is like last year all over again.
I know we haven't even started.
I made a big blockbuster deal at the end of the year for Hunter Green
Yeah. Well,
to take him
yeah,
across the line as a
so
keeper.
are you just gonna keep him anyways?
Well,
So
I
it's
can
not
keep five guys.
he's not having Tommy John. So he's supposed
Yeah,
to be
I've heard
back.
that
Now,
before.
he's gonna miss the vast majority of this season. I think the early timeline I saw was like July, but he's not having Tommy John surgery. He's having like some arthroscopic surgery to remove bone chips in his elbow. So it's not like he blew his elbow out because he's had surgery, which it's not like those guys don't do that all the time. They do. But this is just to remove stuff. It's not. So I don't know. But
Rebuilds.
yeah, that's unfortunate.
Regardless, not good news.
No, not at
Anytime
all.
you're not eating chips and you're removing chips, not good.
Correct. Yeah. Well, Giancarlo Stanton can't do either because I don't know if you saw that. He said his elbow hurt
I
so
did.
bad he can't open a bag of chips.
Some of that. Well, I think I think I've told this story before. There's I won't name his name, but there's a NHLer that I know. Not well, but no, had dinner with, and he was talking about how, like, on the radio, etc., they were like, "Oh, he's 100% ready to go, ready for the season," and he had some wrist surgery over the summer, and at dinner he could hardly lift a fork. So the surgery was successful, but he's like, I don't know how I'm going to play hockey in 2 weeks. I can like hardly lift this fork. So yeah, I believe Stanton when he says he can't open a bag of chips. I also think that it's a little bit of an exaggeration because they had the same type of diagnosis last year. He did miss
Yeah.
half the season, but the second half he was great.
What kind of chips do you think he's eating? He looks like a Doritos guy to me.
Well, I think it's got to be a strong bag. So maybe he's like trying to rip a Pringles can in half. I don't know,
Maybe,
but
yeah. He's not.
maybe that's where.
He's definitely not a Lay's guy. I don't think.
No,
Looks
not like a light,
too
thin chip. No,
Yeah, no.
no, he's like a hard
Somebody should
bite or a
ask that. This
Pringles.
is the type of stuff that we need asked, not this
Yeah,
other
what
junk.
what type of bag of chips was he trying to open? If it's a Pringles can, of course, this makes sense. He's gonna be ready to go.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was bad news. I just learned.
Yeah, that's not good. Where do you want to start? You want to do that first, and then we can talk about our draft, or
we can talk about our draft first, and then we'll finish with the
all right, I can
advice and guidance. You need to pull it up, okay?
Yeah. So I'm actually pretty happy with mine. I don't know how you ended up feeling about yours, but I feel pretty good about mine. But it's gonna be a grind with the pitching. That's what I'll say. I wanted to see if I could find the draft board.
You can if you go into the draft, there. And then they've got the board still. I was playing. Yeah, click on that.
Click this.
Yeah. Nothing happened, but
that sent me to like post about that.
I clicked on something.
Right, yeah, I can find it. Hold on. It just might take me a second, but I'll go back to like my team first, or I'll go to your team if you want to tell me about yours first, and then I'll find this.
Okay, I'm just gonna look at that real quick.
I like there was a couple less teams in there this year, which I liked, because last year it was what 14 or 15. I think it was like a little bit less teams this year.
One sec, sorry.
Which is no, you're good. Yeah. But that's helpful.
Yeah, so I got a lot of guys I wanted. I thought, like we talked about heading into this, the big thing for me was drafting the right positions at the right time. Maybe not necessarily getting the right players. So I think, when I look at this, really the only pick I feel like I panicked and didn't make the right pick at the right time was Clay Holmes. And it could still end up working out to be totally fine. But that was the one where I can't remember what I was looking at, and then I was in a panic at the last minute to get the right pick in place.
Yeah.
Who was available around that time? Because the Miz was one that I was looking at. I can't remember which direction it was going. That might have been it.
Oh yeah.
So that was really the only pick that I was not too happy about. It's funny because there's a few picks that the automated ranking or kind of critique didn't like. One of them was Estevez. That pick was not well regarded. And then the other one was Miguel Amugela, the catcher of the Cubs, which I was a bit surprised by. Like when I went back, I had him like kind of midway through the season last year and he got injured. He had great numbers. And like in my data space, he ranks really, really high. I maybe could have waited, but I also knew that I needed to get a pitcher. I wanted to fill that just because it's like we talked about positionally, there's two of that position. There's not that many catchers that are true impact players. So I wanted to make sure that I got two good catchers mid round. I got Perez as one, and then him as the other one. But that one was really not well rated by either of the draft rating engines afterwards. Other than that, I thought I did great. Could have taken Scooble over Skeens, but I like Skeens better. And he's younger, and this could be a breakout year. I took two of your outfielders, Churio and Langford. I got Mookie Betts. I think he's going to have a significantly better year.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this. I thought this was interesting. So in that draft room, you can like click their thing, like their evaluate draft thing. So they have Fantasy Alarm and Fantasy Pros. So I clicked on Fantasy Alarm. They think you have the fourth best team, Steve. And then on Fantasy Pros, they think you have the ninth team. So this just shows like the discrepancy between these two things. Fantasy Alarm loves your team and hates mine, and then Fantasy Pros were balanced. We're both in kind of in the middle there. My issue is just going to be pitching. To be honest with you, as you can see, I waited a long time. I didn't take a pitcher until round 10, and that's mainly because I kind of locked down the closer thing, and then guys I wanted kept getting picked right before me. So I wanted to take Kyle Bradish right here in round 8, and he got picked. So that kind of affected things. And then that happened again. Actually, I think the first time I took a closer, I was looking at a couple of those pitchers and they went. So I just kept waiting. And then even the farther we went in the draft, like even after I took a couple pitchers, it was like guys just kept getting picked right before me. So I didn't feel like reaching on other pitchers. I just waited. So it's probably going to burn me. But we've talked about this last year and this year, guys get hurt, pitchers, like constantly anyways. So whatever, I'll just roll with the punches. I got some guys that I feel pretty good about though. Like I think like Cade Cavalli I got in the last round. Like I legitimately think he's like a good MLB pitcher. He just got named the Washington opening day starter. His numbers look really good from last year. So I didn't really understand why he was a last round pick in a 12-team league, but I digress. So I guess we'll see what happens.
Just one sec.
Same thing with like Ryan Weathers. I don't know like how long he's going to stay in the Yankees rotation, but he's definitely going to be there to start the year. And he looks good too. So if I can hit on a couple of those later pitchers, that will help. But I'm definitely going to be at a disadvantage in the pitching department. Like I'm going to have to run pretty hot.
Yeah. Well, the good thing of pitchers, there's going to be some group of them that are going to be really, really good that come out of nowhere.
That's what I'm saying. If I can hit on a couple of them, but like like Hunter Green got picked in the 5th round and now he's not playing, So
yeah. Hunter Green is like a top, high pedigree. Yeah, he was done. Now I'm. I forgot. Because the other guy maybe it wouldn't have mattered. The other guy that I had in that trade potentially was Shane Bieber. He's going to be injured too with an elbow injury, so maybe it wouldn't have mattered in the long run because I could pick one of the two.
Yeah.
This is before Bieber came to the Jays, and then he got traded to the Jays, which was fun. And so, anyways, long story long is it's baseball. Guys get injured lots. 162 games. You got to be on top of the waiver wire each week, especially in this league. Otherwise, you're gonna struggle.
Yeah, I was just looking at that because the first waivers runs obviously before the season starts. So I was looking if there's any to pick up. But yeah, I mean, it'll be fun to follow this on stream throughout the year. we'll see if we can do better than we did last year. Hopefully that's the case. But yeah. All right. Do you have your other league?
Just one sec. I do, yeah. If you can fill the air for a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'll just talk about how Murakami is going to be the best pick. Round 12. I mean, what are we doing here? This guy is just going to be unbelievable. I can tell you right now, he's going to probably lead the MLB in strikeout rate. I don't know what the highest strikeout rate was last year, but he will probably exceed that. But he's going to hit a lot of home runs. I'm actually curious. I would guess like 35-ish. Maybe that's off. 32% last year was the highest strikeout rate. So I would guess Murakami's probably going to be like 35-ish, to be honest with you. But he's going to hit a bunch of home runs, and the White Sox suck. So there's no like reasoning that he would ever get like sent down or something. So he's going to play quite a bit. And we saw Ohtani. Ohtani was fixing his swing the other day, and then he immediately went and just hit a grand slam right after. So I can thank Ohtani for that one. I liked your one pick, honestly.
Yep.
Kind of down late here. Your guy Ernie Clement. I mean, like, this guy just gets it done. And I like Jake Mangum too. If he actually plays every day, he's very, very useful. I just don't know if there is like room for him there to play every day, but I thought that was a good pick. And I love that you went back to Stanton just because of last year. Obviously, you had to follow that back up.
Worked out wonderfully last year. And it's funny. So maybe I'll bring up that data space. I'll just do, actually, I can open it here. Is that it? Where did I put this?
Pretty crazy. Mookie Betts was like first rounder last year, and then now one kind of, well, it definitely was a bad year by his standards, but one bad year, and now he's going to the fourth round, even though they have the craziest lineup you've ever seen.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Let's see if we can do this. If I'm technically savvy enough to do it. Alrighty, can you see the screen? Is it shared with everyone?
Yes, I can.
So here's the interesting thing. So this is a ranking that is Z-score ranking. So it's taking all the cats in our minus the mean divided by the standard deviation. So that essentially normalizes the data across all the categories. And then I divide that by number of at-bats. So you always end up with like a couple of guys that come in and, play a few games and, they do really well. But if they were to play a whole season, they would just drop. Again, they get that like high intensity, high adrenaline bump for those games played. You could argue that getting up to 15 games, maybe it's repeatable. 24, are these guys going to get any playing time? You look at Giancarlo Stanton, number 2 to your Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
in terms of that.
He was really good last year, honestly. That's why good value too. It's just like, actually, does he have outfield eligibility?
I don't think so.
Okay, because that's like why the appeal isn't great, just because you have to use him in the utility spot. But I actually thought he played enough to get that. Let me double check for you.
Here, I can take a look over here.
Yeah, he has outfield. Yeah, he played just enough games, I think.
He got his 20 games in?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, he played 20 games.
Am I blind? Oh, he did? Yeah. He didn't have that last year.
No, he didn't. That's why he went super late last year, because you could only use him in the utility, but he played 20 games exactly. So now you can actually use him in an outfield spot too.
So, let's hope he gets his chips open and heals up and he's ready to go. but I use this, like I'm just gonna show you guys. I use this, oops, that's the wrong team, particularly on the late round picks. Because you can sometimes catch one of those high risers. Is that all? Is that all my guys? Yeah, okay. Who is the one that, like Gavin Sheets? He had pretty high kind of per at bat ranking compared to others. Jake, if he gets to play, his numbers were really good compared to the guys that were remaining. So, Ernest Clement, not great, but the guy's out there every day slugging. So you kind of get a little bit of a mix, but you can get some of these flyers. Now, if I look at my Miguel MAI, I can never say his name, Miguel A from Chicago, his rankings terrible because he only played half the season, third of the season, but his per at-bat ranking was through the roof. So I'm hoping this is my flyer pick this year, and it sounds like he's going to get a chance to win the first spot in the depth chart in Chicago.
I love it. I just went crazy high on the catcher. I just have Cal Raleigh and Shea Langeliers. I just don't even care. So
Yeah.
As long as they don't get hurt, I'd never even have to think about it. But there is that potential that they get hurt, and then I'm picking up some scrub.
Well, but the thing is with catchers too, I always think you can find serviceable, productive guys. There's someone always gets hurt, or someone, because it's such a defensive position, their bat isn't very good. They have a slow year, and then like when he got injured last year, Carson Kelly got slot in there, and then he's older. He used to be a desirable guy. Carson Kelly had a great year. I think that's right. I could be wrong, but
yeah. Also, off topic, but before we switch, I want to mention the March Madness contest. So let me.
Oh yes, give a big plug there.
We should do that at the front, but let me pull it up, and I will drop the link to this in the chat. So we are going to be doing a free March Madness bracket challenge for our Discord and live stream as well. So if you guys, it's free to enter. We're going to give away a $100 gift card. But you guys can hop in and play against us, and we'll see who wins. Obviously, Steve. So if we do stream, like obviously assuming you're good for next Thursday, that's the first day of the actual tournament. Yeah. So it'll be
should be.
We can get in on that there. So I just posted. So if you're watching on YouTube, the link is in the chat. If you're not watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Go over there, and I'll share out the link throughout the week and stuff. Obviously, we get the bracket on Sunday, but free bracket challenge, $100 giveaway, exclusive kind of, to our Discord and the live stream watchers. So it should be fun though. I want to see I need Jeff to get in there and kind of see what he cooks up with his bracket.
It's going to be, he's going to go, 5-12 upsets,
yeah, he's going to be plugging, he's going to be, I could see him ripping up like a chat GPT, totally. Hey, how do we make this bracket? And it's going to give him this.
I think last year I used Polymarkets.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah, that makes sense.
To help make some of the decisions.
Yeah, I'm actually curious. So what do they have like where can you see like the futures? That would be interesting to me.
I swear maybe they don't have it.
I know that's yet on there, but yeah.
They might not have it up there, but props here. This might be it. Yeah, here we are, right here. This is what I was using.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, I mean, so we'll be doing a video. So I do a video every single year for the bracket that'll be out on our YouTube channel, kind of talking about it. The way that I make mine is just, I have a lot of factors of like teams that I think can win, but I just am basically never going to pick the most popular pick, try to leverage their actual percentage chance of winning with the percentage of people picking them, right? Because the March Madness contests are very similar to like old school DFS, to where you can basically see the ownership before the contest starts, right? Because I can go on Yahoo or ESPN and they have like the public pick percentage posted, so you can see how many people are, 30% of brackets are picking Duke or whatever. So I try to use that as much to my advantage, but I really haven't decided. I'll have to see how many people are picking Duke and Michigan, but I have not decided who I'm going to pick this year. Hopefully I don't have to do Houston again to just save myself the heartbreak.
Yeah. Yeah. That was tough.
I mean, it still makes me sick. I don't understand how they choked that, but yeah. All right. So do you want to talk NFL next, or do you want to talk NHL?
Let's talk NFL. Catch me up, because I have not been paying attention, just with everything
So
going on.
I'll pull up my free agents, and then we can go over who went where and stuff. So chat, this data space I'm pulling up is free in the community on SportWise, so you guys can go in there. I have it segmented out by position, and it's just a clean list of all of the unrestricted free agents for this year. So I would say biggest stuff to start with the NFL, it has to be not even the free agency, but this whole Max Crosby thing with the Ravens. I mean, just one of the more wild things I've ever seen. It didn't make any sense for them to do that trade in the first place. I don't want to say it didn't make any sense, but I thought like going into free agency, if the Ravens were going to go big for a pass rusher, like they would just go get Trey Hendrickson. Then a few days before free agency starts, they make this huge trade. They trade 2 first-round picks for Max Crosby, who they know is coming back from a knee injury. And then, time starts to go by. The first day of free agency goes by. Nobody has signed Trey Hendrickson. Then basically all of the second day goes by. Nobody has signed Trey Hendrickson. And then we get this huge news alert on that Tuesday night that the Ravens are backing out of the trade because he failed his physical, which I just don't buy for a second, because like I said, you knew he was coming off a knee injury and he was just playing like competitive basketball like 3 weeks ago on a video. So there's just no way his physical was so bad that you didn't want him, like compared to what you already knew about the situation. So I think they just got cold feet and they're like, hey, we can just go get Trey Hendrickson for cheaper and not have to give up our picks. But that's dirty work, and apparently a lot of NFL teams are upset about the way that they handled that.
So what do you speculate was the buyer's remorse that then caused them to back out?
I think that they thought they were going to re-sign their star center Tyler Linderbaum, and they didn't. And then they're looking at it like, oh man, we just lost our center and 2 first-round picks that we could potentially use to help our team. And we could get those picks back and still sign a very good pass rusher in Trey Hendrickson. I don't know. I don't know, but it sounds like, there's a lot of reports that other NFL teams like do not respect the Ravens right now for kind of how they handled that. And I don't find that surprising at all, because I've never heard of a team backing out of a trade like that. Like, it was just crazy. Because they can blame it on the physical all they want, but you knew he was coming off a big knee injury. There's just no way that when I first saw it, I'm like, dude, he must be like getting suspended or something. Like, there's just no way that they would back out for a physical when you knew he's coming off knee surgery.
Yeah, it is peculiar. And it
worked out for the Ravens, because I would rather have Trey Hendrickson anyways. So it worked out for them. But
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
kind of
Well,
dirty.
it's the the integrity of the physician that would have made that call. Um, because the team themselves, um, would have to influence that physician. Like the physician is the one who's going to make that determination whether the medical clears or not. So it's possible that they went in and were like, set the threshold really, really high. We're not sure about this anymore. We're concerned. And then, he analyzed that knee closer and even though knowing that it had been repaired. Um, so yeah, it's kind of like when you buy a house and you have conditions or it's an escrow for financing, and then you change your mind and then you back out on financing even though you probably would have been able to get it financed. Like that happens quite frequently.
Yeah.
But shocking that you would put a physician, a doctor in that position, if it was true that they just wanted to back out of the deal.
Yeah. And then their GM came out and he's like, "Oh yeah, we were gonna get Max Crosby and Trey Hendrickson. That was our plan all along." Like, yeah, okay, I'm sure it was, buddy.
Yeah.
Sure it was. But yeah, so I think that was like the biggest kind of noteworthy thing of the last week. I did hear rumors, nothing confirmed, but I did hear rumors of the Patriots working on a big trade that hasn't happened or gone through yet, but they're working on one. I did hear
Who,
that.
who's involved, or is it just undisclosed at this point?
Yeah, undisclosed. It was for an offensive player. That's what I know. They did end up getting Romeo Dobbs, though, so that might have kind of qualmed. I was assuming it was for a receiver, maybe like a Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson type person, but they did end up getting Romeo Dobbs. I thought there was a spot where they wouldn't have got him because they went really hard after Alec Pierce, and he ended up staying with the Colts. And then I thought the Commanders would swoop in and get Romeo Dobbs, but he did go to the Patriots. So that might have calmed the Jets on that trade rumor, I guess.
Interesting. Yeah, and the Alec Pierce, what are your thoughts on that? Like, to me, that's
the Colts fans were mad at me last night.
Are they barking at you in the comments?
Yeah. Yeah, I made that video about the Colts, and the Colts fans found it. They weren't happy. They were
found it.
rummaging
through the garbage looking
they're like,
for.
what are you talking about? I don't even
Well,
know.
but here's my complaint with Alec Pierce is I actually think that from the eyeball test he looks like a top wide receiver. The problem is and maybe it's quarterback, so maybe that's a factor. So inconsistent and really catches the deep ball. So he has games from a fantasy perspective where he'll have these huge game breaking, week breaking numbers, and then he'll have the next week where he's got almost 0 points. And if you're going to give a guy that type of money, you kind of need him to be there every single week.
Yeah, like I like Alec Pierce. I think like going into the offseason, I was like, oh man, like typically, this does happen often though. You don't normally see younger receivers hit the open market. That just normally doesn't happen. They either get extended by the team that they're on or they get traded. It's very rare that they actually go to free agency. So when it happens, they just get way overpaid. And we saw that with Jalen Nailor. Like Jalen Nailor is nowhere even near the quality of Alec Pierce, but he's not even like super young. He's 27 years old, but Jalen Nailor was supposed to get like a $2 million contract per year, and he's getting like 12 now for the Raiders signed her like a 3-year, $33 million deal. Like anytime an actual like feasible receiver hits the open market, they just get way overpaid. But
yeah,
and this is why I went off on the Colts, because literally nothing they've done makes any sense. You could have, if you're going to keep Alec Pierce, you should have extended him like a year and a half ago for 75% of what you just paid him. Like you would have saved so much money if they just extended him like prior to last season or whatever. So they caught the Bengals make that mistake all the time. Like if you're really going to go hard to keep someone, they should have paid him a while ago and they would have saved a bunch of money in the long run. But he's kind of like Daniel Jones for me. Like he looks good, but then like the moment you have to start paying him a bunch of money, it kind of like the appeal goes away from me.
In my eyes, you need the consistency. And so again, maybe it's situational, maybe it's targets, maybe it's whatever, but he just hasn't been a very consistent week to week receiver. So does that
Yeah.
mean that, with Daniel Jones, they plan to put him in that, number one spot with Pittman gone? Will he be able
Yeah.
to be a week by week 20 plus points fantasy guy?
I mean, the Colts fans did not agree with my take, but I still think Adonai Mitchell is really good, and they just gave him
Yes.
away. I don't know. I don't know why these people. I don't understand. Like, he never got a chance with the Colts. So how I don't. They're like, he's played 33 games. Like, really? Has he really played 33 games? No. Like, he never even gets opportunity for 70% of the. Basically, until he went to the Jets, he never even got an actual real chance unless somebody was injured. So I don't really want to hear that he's played 33 games argument, because it's really just not the case. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. He's obviously going to step in and be like their number one receiver now, with Pittman traded, and they spent up for Tyler Warren last year, so he's gonna be very involved as a pass catcher as well. But yeah, in terms of quarterbacks, I mean, biggest quarterback signings obviously Malik Willis going to the Dolphins. Most of these other guys on the list are backups, but yeah, Malik Willis to the Dolphins was pretty noteworthy there, I would say.
So is he going to be the, number one quarterback? Is that the?
Yeah, they released Tua. Tua went to the Atlanta
Saw that.
Falcons,
Yeah, I
and
thought that was
yeah, so
hilarious.
they're just gonna roll with. I actually don't hate it. Like, a lot of people were making fun of the Falcons. Like, I'd take Tua for $1.3 million.
Yeah, the price is right.
Like, what's it gonna hurt to have him for a year for like $1 million? Like, that's a steal.
No,
I would take that.
there's nothing wrong with the signing in my eyes, but it's the lack of like, well, who's going to be the quarterback there then?
Yeah, I mean, assuming Penix is healthy, I still think like they're just gonna go. But Penix gets hurt all the time, right? Like, this is not anything new. So I think that's kind of just like their contingency plan. And I love Kirk Cousins, but he really didn't have much to offer. And I'm not saying Tua does, but Tua's way younger. Like, he's not just completely dust. So, in the event that Michael Penix gets hurt again, you'd probably feel at least somewhat comfortable that you have a legitimate backup quarterback now and not have to rely on Kirk Cousins, who's just old. I mean, nothing wrong with it, but.
Well, yeah. I actually I think Kurt was terrible down the stretch.
He just didn't play very good. Like, I don't know. But
he didn't play bad, but like the thing
no.
is, you kind of need a gunslinger, and his
I mean, if you
gun
like,
is a little wobbly.
if they're in the playoff mix and Penix goes down, and you put in Tua, like, you feel a little bit better about that than putting in Kirk Cousins, I think. And that's not even saying I'm not saying Tua is good, like he's really not. But as a backup to get you through a couple games, I'd feel a little bit better about that, especially when 100%. You don't have to pay him any money. So
100%. Like the thing is, Kirk Cousins is just old. There's nothing wrong with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
Other than his age. And so as a result of that, you can't have Kirk Cousins in there trying to, do the things to make a difference. He's the guy to go in as a stopgap at this point in his career, maybe mentor a guy, above him, a younger guy. And I think that is actually a really important role on a lot of these teams. We've talked about quarterback development a lot on this stream previously. So I think any team that ends up, signing Kirk Cousins, in even that QB3 role, he could make a difference from the sidelines. He's going to be a coach one day, I bet you.
Oh, yeah, I could certainly see that. He's on that Josh McCown arc of a coach coming for sure. I agree with that.
Yeah. So that's what, I know that Falcons couldn't do it because, they had to break the contract. But if it was me, I'd be scooping up Kurt.
Yeah. The running backs, a lot of these guys change teams. Like, if we look at receiver, it really wasn't anything crazy. There just wasn't a ton of big namers. Like,
what did you think about Wandell? I want to hear your thoughts on that one, because he was always one of those. Like, when I had a bunch of injuries, I think I had Garrett Wilson injured last year, so I ended up with Wandell. He ended up at the end of the season being a bit inconsistent, but he had some huge games and ended up being a bit of a difference maker on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I don't have a problem with him.
But do you think situationally he's going to be better off because he's in Tennessee, right?
Yes.
Do you think quarterback fit, it's going to be better in Tennessee than it was with the Giants, with Dart?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have to compete with like Malik Neighbors type on the Titans. I think the Titans have better receivers than him, or at least guys that have more potential than him. But I mean, he's going to the same offensive coordinator, right? Like Brian Dable coached him for a long time with the Giants. Now he's offensive coordinator for the Titans. So it's kind of like a natural fit. And I still am pretty bullish on Cam Ward having a good season. So I do think there's potential there for him. Didn't hate the move. Don't love it, but don't hate it. I think he's okay. But I think the Titans have a lot of like speculative receivers right now that I think that could be good. I think they just wanted like a mainstay guy that they know, is going to be out there and they can rely on at least like catch passes. I mean, he had 92 catches last year, so. But I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Some of these guys haven't signed yet. Obviously, Dobbs, I said, went to the Patriots for a bunch of money. Not shocking there.
What about these
Here's
old guys?
Yeah, most of them haven't signed yet. We're still waiting
What,
on
you think they're going to
Jennings.
end up somewhere?
Oh yeah, for sure. Jennings will get picked up. Debo, obviously. Hopkins, not sure. I'm assuming somebody will grab him. Jalen Naylor obviously already went to the Raiders. Zacchaeus he went back to Atlanta.
So that was the one I was going to ask about, because he's one of those
It's just
guys that
wheels up
last
to the
year
Bears guys, man.
is, Luther Burden, his stock is rising.
Oh yeah, and they got rid of DJ Moore too.
I know. But
Yeah,
he was
it's
one of
gonna be
those.
tough to get him. He's gonna go so high in drafts.
Yeah. So let's, Chicago, who are the receivers in Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a heavy dose of Luther Burden, Colston Loveland, and then you have Odunze there too. I'm trying to see. There is drafts going on right now. Obviously,
Where they're ADPs.
yeah, I wanted to
Those
see
best
where.
ball leagues, those best ball guys, crazy guys, drafting all year long.
Oh, there's people that have already done 100 drafts.
It's crazy to me.
I want to see where he goes though, Mr. Luther Burden.
Like the love, the funny part is, I should be doing those drafts. Because
Yeah,
I think the weakest part of my fantasy game is drafting.
yeah. Well, we should do. We'll do that this year on stream. We'll draft like a best ball, like just for fun.
Yeah, I'm okay
Like
with that. I got a drafters account with a bunch of cash in
okay.
it that's
Yeah.
just like
We can do that. We'll do
withering
it.
away, and I never win anything on drafters. So golf last week, I finished 250 out of 252.
So what is the drafters golf? You pick just guys. You just pick guys. Like
Yeah, you pick
and
guys. They got
however
a
they do in
scoring
that tournament.
system. They've got a scoring system, so guys who get birdies and eagles get more
Yeah.
points.
Okay.
And then I think you pick 5 guys, maybe you pick 8 guys, and you get 5 on your team. So it's kind of best ball in that regard. So it's good. Like if I'm just sitting around, I'll pop
Yeah,
into one
I've
of
done that
those.
on like the majors before for on a website like that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like best ball DFS, like everything else. It's no different.
we've been heating up in the golf. We hit Nico a few weeks ago. We've got some guys in the mix this week. But as far as Luther Burden goes right now in the 4th round of these drafts, and I would have to guess that by the time we get to middle end of summer when most people are drafting, that will be 3rd round. Luther Burden will be a 3rd round pick this year, I think.
Think so? That high?
Yeah. He's going in the 4th
Top
now.
30?
Yeah, he's gonna go. That will rise up to the 3rd because the hype will just be out of control. Like in the summer, like it would.
Yeah.
The steam will be uncontrollable.
So would you buy into that hype? I have
I
a.
want to.
You want to? Oh,
Well,
I have a prince.
that's my guy, but
Yeah, I know
it
you love him, but
has
like,
to come down to the price for me.
yeah. So I think that's the big thing. Like, one sec.
It just sucks. Just chat. Just remember who was on it first, because I mean, I was talking about that guy. He wasn't even playing, and
Well,
how far we've come.
you picked him. Didn't you pick him in one of the expert leagues?
Yeah, and then we hit a couple big touchdown bets on him too, like late in the season. He started going crazy late in the season.
Yeah. So my big thing is I always try to avoid the speculative guys where everyone's talking about how great they are. Like I picked in one team last year, Ashton Genty, in the first round. Well, that was a huge mistake. I did
Yeah,
terrible in that league.
the Raiders' offensive line was a disaster. So
Yeah.
they signed Linderbaum though. They're looking to improve that there.
Well, I'm sure they will, and he'll get better. Another year in the NHL, get bit bigger, bit stronger.
Better coach too, much better coach, night and day coach. Probably the biggest positive increase in coaching in the entire NFL last season to this season is the Raiders.
Yeah. You think Pete Carroll was that bad?
Yeah, and just like their offense, the way it started with like Chip Kelly, and then they got rid of Chip Kelly. I mean, it was just really bad. And then Clint Kubiak, very good. So huge positive increase for the Raiders offense in general. I think he's going to catch a lot of passes this year, man, Genty, because I was kind of on that last year. He really didn't at Boise. He just didn't have the chance to. He's certainly capable. And their receiver room is just not very good. Like him and Bowers could really catch quite a few passes. And he did good. Like if you look at his season, like he caught 55 passes. Like that's a lot. I don't think he caught more than 25 in college in a year. So he got 55 last year. He's going to catch so many passes this year.
Yeah. I love when that happens, when they like come to the big leagues and all of a sudden they blow their college stats out of.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I want to see like where that ranked for running backs. Like that had to be pretty high, to be honest. Outside of your normals, you have like McCaffrey and Bijan 79, McCaffrey obviously over 100. Like that's not shocking.
McCaffrey's like a slot back.
Yeah. I mean, Achane 67. Yeah, I think there's like really nobody else. Genty. I think he was like 6th or 7th among all running backs in catches. Speaking of those guys at the top, I mean, David Montgomery, no longer there. Obviously, they signed Pacheco, but no David Montgomery, and then no Tyler Algier for Mr. Bijan Robinson.
Yeah. What do you think that's going to mean for?
It's going to pay to have that first 2 picks. I can tell you that.
You think Bijan's going to go one or 2?
Yeah, he'll go. I would imagine he goes 1 and Gibbs 2, but let me see if that's accurate. I have not done a single draft yet, so take this with a grain of salt.
I like Bijan in one of my teams last year. He was great until down the stretch. And then when you needed him most, he was average.
Yeah, Bijan, Gibbs, Puka, Chase, JSN, Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey, Lamb, St. Brown, Cook. That's the top 10 right now.
So one of the things I was going to ask you, JSN, is he an Alec Pierce?
No, he's like top receiver in the league. He's so good.
But I mean, he wasn't good. He was like a WR3,
well, he just
looked good, fast. I know, but I know Pierce has played, but I'm just saying that in kind of build and speed, there's some similarities.
Yeah, I mean 120 for 1,800 yards is pretty great. That's one of the best seasons of the last 10 years, for sure. Yeah. After Cooper Kupp had some big ones, Chase obviously, but yeah, yeah. I guess real quick here, on the running back stuff. ETN going to the Saints. Didn't understand that. The Saints made this whole deal about how they weren't trading Alvin Kamara, and then they just signed ETN. So I don't know what the thought process there is. Dowdle went to the Steelers. Kenneth Walker to the Chiefs.
Thought that was a big one.
Yeah, very interesting. Like, I definitely think it makes a difference, but is it like a huge needle mover? I don't know. I mean, it definitely makes a difference. The Chiefs have had no explosion whatsoever in their running back room,
Right.
and that's literally what Kenneth Walker does. So I totally understand it, but could you allocate those funds elsewhere? Like probably. I don't know. It's weird. I don't want to hate on it. I think it's like it makes sense, but the Chiefs have some other holes that they could also use those funds for.
Yeah. Okay. I know we've. I don't think there's anyone else we want to talk about on football, but I thought I would take us to my competitive baseball
Yeah,
league, and
let's pick these keepers out.
now I'm back in a good place. I've accepted the fact that Hunter Green's hurt, even though I traded
You had
for
to
him at the
get
end of the
over
year.
that one.
Okay, so I'll give you what I'm thinking. So, previously injured Spencer Strider, currently injured Hunter Green, and then Trey Turner. I also traded for Jacob Wilson at the end of the year. He did not have a great, end of the season stretch, but he would be one that I would be considering. I had a few other guys that Stowers, he had a good end of the year. I actually thought he was
I
younger.
like him. Yeah, I like Kyle Stowers.
The only thing that concerns me is I didn't realize he was this old. I thought he
Yeah.
was younger.
What is he? 28?
Yeah,
Yeah,
thought he was younger.
I do like.
Um, so I got a few options. Nolan is younger and also had a pretty good year.
I'm out on Jacob Wilson, so I would just say no to that. So Trey
You're
Turner.
out. You were like big
I know.
time Jacob Wilson.
I love
Whoa,
him, but
whoa,
like
whoa! No back. Like, let's talk about this.
he hits no home runs, so the average is good, but it's really the only thing that he's offering you. So if you get into a situation where that starts to slip, like it's really bad, right? Like if you have a guy that hits a lot of home runs, but his average is pretty good. If it starts to slip to bad, you can still fall back on the fact that he is going to hit a bunch of home runs, right? Jacob Wilson does nothing other than a hit for average, and that's fine, but it's just not that useful. And some of his like metrics, like exit velocity and stuff, it's just not good. So I just don't know like how much I can rely on that to continue. So it's just kind of like I get the appeal if you were playing like rotisserie league and right you like, can use that average and stuff, like I understand it, but I don't think he's like the best fantasy player because he started early on last year. He hit some home runs. It's like okay, maybe he like can do that, but he finished with 13 and like the exit velo's bad, like barrel hard hit stuff, all that stuff's bad. Like he's just not gonna hit home runs.
Okay.
So I would say Trey Turner good. Hunter
Yeah,
Green,
Trey
you're kind of
Turner's.
stuck with. I feel like
Well, I can't remember who I traded for him, but I
you
traded
don't
I
want
think
to
Matt
get
Olson
you don't
for
want to
him.
get rid of him though. Like
No, it's a keeper league. He's
so
young
yeah,
too.
yeah. So you're kind of just stuck with him for now.
He's
Strider, I think, can have a bounce back year.
better. I've held him for 2 years.
His velocity's been fine his last couple spring outings. So
here's my worry is that age. But pitchers normally can hang around a little bit longer, but I've probably only got 2 or 3 more years of him being a keeper.
It just all comes down to the velo for him, and it's been back like his last couple spring starts. So I think he's okay. Like he's looked pretty good. So I would say him having a bounce back year is definitely in the cards.
Okay.
So those three are good, but outside of that,
so the other guy that I have, so my belief in this league is similar to these are going to be my 2 pitchers. I'm not taking any of the pitchers. I don't care if you like any of these guys. I'm not taking any of them because it's all about batters.
Yes.
In this league, I'll find pitchers. So I need consistency. So I got old man Eugenio in Cincinnati as an option. I got Trent, hits jacks, put up a few points last year. Not really a keeper in my mind. Helio
Yeah.
started well, sucked at the end of the year.
He's old too, but I mean, Great American Ballpark can help.
And then Matt Shaw shows promise as a young guy. 24, but to your point, doesn't hit a lot of home runs.
I almost say what are some of the other teams' keepers? Like, do they just have stacked keepers? I would almost like purposely stink and just take all young guys, and then I would just have like the greatest keepers of all time next year.
So who do you think I should take though? Which young guys?
Well, yeah. I mean, we just have to pick them up or what, draft them. So I'll have to we can. When's your draft?
But I gotta take some I think that this is a good option. I think he's a good option as a keeper. He only hit 12 home runs.
Oh yeah, no, I think that's fine. I just meant like in general, like my strategy might be to just take as many young guys as I can. And if I'm not that great this year, okay, but then next year I might have like 5 keepers that are really high picks, right? Like assuming Hunter Green's back healthy, and then if you hit on some other young guys, like you could just flip stuff around real quick. But obviously you still have to keep guys right now too. So I would be good with that. Do you have anyone else like you're considering?
Like, no. No. Like Grisham versus Stowers.
I like Stowers. That would be my pick. I would keep Stowers. And then I would pick one of those other two that we were talking about.
Trent had 34 home runs, though.
Yeah.
He's just not a keeper.
Yeah. Like, I think Stowers can have a big year. I mean, he had a good year last year, but I think he could have a really big year. I don't even know. What did he finish last year? 288, 25 homers. And that was like really his first real season. I mean, he had limited action prior to that, right? But that was really his first go around. I would keep him. I would keep him, Strider, Green, Turner, and then kind of have your pick for your other guy. Suarez price, okay, honestly.
You think so? You think he would be a good keeper?
Yeah, he was good before he got traded. I guess you kind of have that risk again too. Like if the Reds aren't great and he's having a big season, like they would trade him. But so it would kind of be like, where does he go? But I mean, that's a good ballpark for him. But I mean, yeah. But I mean, dude, Grisham at the top of the Yankees lineup also is good. Like he's gonna get in position for a lot of like runs and stuff, hitting in front of those guys. So I can see both sides of it. I'd probably think about those two. But Stowers would be a lock for me with the other 3. And then I would pick between Suarez and
So you think Suarez or Grisham ahead of Chanel?
Yeah, I think so.
I like Nolan because he's young.
Yeah, I think that plays into it too.
Okay. Let's go with this for now.
Yeah, lock those in, and then you still have time to think about it. I'll give you a list of guys too for your draft, and then we can try and see what we can do. You might come on the stream next year, and it's like the most insane. I'm like, I'll be like, dude, how did you get all those guys?
That would be great. Because it goes to 7 keepers next year.
Oh, even better. Look at this. Oh, yes. I like the
7. Oh, I wasn't even sharing my screen, was I?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you guys did not see what I was looking at. I apologize, stream. Apologize, chat. Okay.
All right,
Well,
chat.
thank you for your help. I thought we were looking at my roster. The
That's
help
all
is
right.
still
Yeah, we still have
good.
It's okay.
And that's live TV, folks.
Yep, that definitely happens. I've done worse, man. Oh man, back in the day, the amount of times I've recorded 40, 50-minute long podcast, no audio, like just the worst things you've ever heard. Like it's
You
happened.
should have told me, Ben, there's no screen sharing. I
Yeah.
blame you.
Well, I was like, I don't know. I just didn't like. I didn't know if that's what you were trying to do, but
Here. But check out the bracket, everybody. If you need data, we are your data needs. Whether you're an everyday fan, check out SportWise. If you're a business, you need your data to power your platform, website, AI modeler, professional, Sharp, etc. Check us out, Rolling Insights. There's your plug.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good luck tonight. We'll be live tomorrow. Lots of college basketball this weekend, conference tournaments. And then, we'll kind of get in with the whole bracket next week. So lots to talk about. We'll see you then.
Thanks, everybody.